In the distant reaches of the galaxy, Earth stood on the brink of annihilation. A brutal alien species, the Zarkai, had emerged from the void, seeking to consume everything in their path. Cities had fallen, colonies were wiped out, and humanity's greatest defenses had crumbled. But humanity, ever resourceful, had one final weapon up its sleeve: the Iron Hounds. Kellen Gray had always preferred the company of dogs to people. That's why, when the program to develop robotic companions with advanced AI and combat abilities had been announced, he jumped at the chance. His own unit, a sleek, wolf-like creation named Bastion, had been with him for 3 years. It wasn't just a tool, it was his partner. And now, standing on the bridge of the UNS Titan, Kellen could feel the tension in the air. The war had reached its final stage. "Captain," Kellen said, turning to his commanding officer, a stoic woman named Commander Thorne, "the Zarkai fleet has entered range." Thorne's eyes, cold and calculating, narrowed. "Deploy the Iron Hounds. We need to hit them hard before they get any closer." Kellen nodded, his heart pounding. This was it. The moment humanity had prepared for. Bastion stood by his side, its glowing eyes locked on the incoming feed from the outer sensors. "Ready, partner?" Kellen muttered. Bastion's synthetic voice, a low growl, answered. "Always." As the Iron Hounds were released from their bays, 100 robotic animals surged into the void, their sleek bodies glinting in the starlight. Each one was equipped with advanced weaponry, but more than that, they possessed something far greater: intelligence. These machines could think, adapt, and outwit even the most cunning adversary. Kellen and Bastion took point, leading the charge against the Zarkai swarm. The alien ships, organic and insectoid in design, moved like predators in space. But the Iron Hounds weren't prey. They were hunters. The first wave of Zarkai fighters swooped in, their energy weapons lighting up the dark expanse. Kellen's hands moved instinctively, guiding Bastion through evasive maneuvers as they dodged incoming fire. Around them, other hounds were already engaging, tearing through the alien ships with precision and brutal efficiency. "We've got incoming," one of the pilots shouted over the comms, panic in his voice. "Too many." Kellen's mind raced. They couldn't be overwhelmed. Not here. "Bastion, flank left. We need to break their formation." Bastion's thrusters flared, and together they veered off to the left side of the battlefield, drawing fire away from the main fleet. As they circled around, Kellen spotted the key to the Zarkai's strategy: a massive mothership hidden behind the swarm of smaller fighters. "There," Kellen said, his voice low. "That's our target." As Kellen and Bastion broke through the outer lines of the Zarkai swarm, they pushed deeper toward the mothership. The Zarkai's hive-like communication system was impressive, but it had one fatal flaw. All decisions, all commands, originated from the central command ship. If they could destroy it, the entire fleet would collapse. "We're almost there," Kellen whispered, as his screen lit up with warning signs. More Zarkai fighters were closing in fast. His grip tightened on the controls. "They're coming for us, Bastion." The Iron Hound's voice was steady. "Let them come." 3 Zarkai ships screamed toward them, their energy cannons firing relentlessly. Kellen pushed Bastion's engines to the limit, weaving between the bolts of plasma, while the Iron Hound returned fire with surgical accuracy. 2 enemy ships exploded in a burst of fire and debris, but the third managed to land a direct hit. Kellen's ship shuddered violently, alarms blaring. "Shields are down," Bastion warned. Kellen cursed under his breath, his hands flying over the controls. "We're not going down here. Not now." With a final burst of speed, they broke through the last line of Zarkai defenses and emerged before the mothership. It was an enormous, grotesque structure, pulsating with a sickly green glow. Organic tendrils extended from its hull, reaching out into the blackness of space. "Target acquired," Bastian growled. "Good. Let's finish this." Kellen aimed the Hound's primary weapon, a prototype plasma cannon designed to punch through the strongest of alien defenses. As the cannon charged, a new threat emerged. Massive tentacle-like appendages extended from the mothership, lashing out at the Iron Hound. "Bastian, evasive maneuvers!" Kellen shouted, but the tentacles were too fast. One wrapped around their ship, pulling them in toward the mothership's gaping maw. "We're caught," Bastian growled, its thrusters straining against the alien grip. Kellen's heart raced. If they didn't act now, it was over. "We have one shot, Bastian. Overload the core." Without hesitation, Bastian initiated the overload sequence. The ship began to vibrate violently as the core reached critical mass. "Core at maximum capacity," Bastian said, its voice calm despite the chaos. Kellen braced himself. "Now!" A massive explosion ripped through the void as Bastian's core detonated. The energy wave tore through the tentacle holding them, freeing the Iron Hound. Kellen steered them out of the blast radius, just as the mothership began to crumble. "Direct hit," Bastian reported. "The Zarkai fleet is collapsing." Back on Earth, the war was over. The Zarkai threat, for now, had been neutralized. Kellen stood in the observation deck of the UNS Titan, looking out at the stars. His body ached, but the pain was a small price to pay for victory. Beside him, Bastian sat, its metal frame dented and scorched from the battle. "We made it," Kellen muttered. Bastian's eyes glowed softly. "Indeed." The door behind them opened, and Commander Thorne entered, her expression unreadable. "Gray." Kellen turned. "Commander, you and Bastian did well out there. You saved us all." Kellen nodded, but he didn't feel like a hero. "We bought time," he said, echoing the words of so many commanders before him. "They'll be back." Thorne sighed, stepping up beside him. "Perhaps. But thanks to the Iron Hounds, we now know how to fight them. And next time, we'll be ready." Kellen looked down at Bastian, the robotic wolf sitting silently at his side. He knew Thorne was right. Humanity had survived another day, and it was because of them, because of the bond between man and machine. As he stared out into the endless expanse of space, Kellen knew one thing for certain: this war was far from over. But as long as they had the Iron Hounds, humanity had a fighting chance. The stars shimmered in the distance, a reminder that the galaxy was vast, and danger was always lurking. But for now, there was peace. For now, they had won. And for now, that was enough. I hope you had a good time. If you liked my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye. See you in the next story.